They frame a mind and have you salty as a bacon rind. I'm trying to mastermind how to help out humankind. I'm open mind, but I do not rock with none aligned. My state of mind is to keep a peace for peace of mind. Unlike Malcolm.
And we come to you from one of the truly iconic stadiums in the NFL as you get a look at Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. We all know this community lives for its Packers, and the green and gold came out of the tunnel a short time ago, and it was loud. We are ready for football, so are they, as the Packers get set to match up with the Cleveland Browns. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone.
And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble to bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. Smith, his first carry, and not much, maybe a yard up to the 29.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
On second down, here's Smith again.
And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. Love, they go play action now. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A very solid gain of 27. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 42-yard line. From the shotgun, they run with Smith. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of 1st downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25.
So, CD, this defense, they know that they have to be at their very best when they're taking on a team here that's in the midst of a winning streak that's now stretched over multiple months, not weeks, months.
I think the challenge they put upon themselves is we want to be the guys to end that streak. And what's working in their favor? The winning streak on the other side. Sometimes that carries a burden with it because they feel like they have to play perfectly as well. Let's just go out there and get them is the idea.
On second down, here's Smith. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 13 yards, 1st down Packers. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Switching things up, they'll throw it now with Jordan Love. This is caught. And the Packers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Smith will take this one in for a Packer touchdown. First quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
Ryan Switzer on the return. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now 1st and 10 at their own 24. Room here to run. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, 76 yards. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up. The extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
They'll try and run forward with Smith. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field, I could never anticipate the start before a race, but how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They'll run for it here with Smith. They find some open field here. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 27 yards, a big play there on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Here's a give to Smith. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. On play action, it's Rodgers. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. But Charles, a tough task ahead for this defense, trying to slow down Aaron Rodgers. What would you be trying to do?
I would think about selective pressure, Brandon, and what I mean by that is he's going to eat you up if you blitz him too often because he'll read that and go to the man coverage patterns. But every now and then you bring that pressure at him, make him deliver the ball on time. It's when he keeps the ball, maneuvers out of the pocket, and throws deep, that's when you're in big trouble.
Second and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And Gurley here fumbled it. Gurley fumbles the football. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Browns. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. He was trying to do anything he could to get that final little bit for the first down. Instead, he lost the ball.
Yeah, and he was short of the first down, but not by much. Trying his best, as you noted, to get there. Sometimes that extra effort can cost you.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. This defense for the Packers, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. (7-7), our score after 1. Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. A free safety blitz, that can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
And not his best effort there, as this one's going to be spotted down just outside of the 40-yard line. On play action, now Rodgers. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Anthony Walker charging hard from that linebacker spot, and he drops him for a loss of 11. Second and 21, a lot of ground to cover. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Like 22's coming, 22's coming.
Off the play fake, Love. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 39 yards there, a big one. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. A give to Smith out of the gun. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
No surprise there, Jadeveon Clowney with a tackle for loss. We all know how he became one of the most famous players in football, though, don't we remember?
Oh, that one play.
Yeah, that one big-time play. It was on highlights everywhere. They want to see more of that here in the NFL.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
He's taken down at the 17-yard line. It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Throwing. Love. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Adams. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. On 1st and goal, Gurley. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Try to punch it in with Smith. And this is not going to do it as he's stopped at the 2-yard line. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. The Packers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Smith once more. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Ito Smith with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Packers have taken the lead. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. The Browns drive about to get started. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer. Now Mayfield lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage. But I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Mayfield now.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
Picked off by Obi Melifonwu. And they'll have it just 5 yards away from pay dirt here, 1st and goal. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Smith trying to run for it. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
And they'll run again. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. Here we go now with Smith. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal. Well, if this defense can hold them to a field goal here, what a win that would be.
Not just a win on the possession, but psychologically take over the ball game. But this started with 1st and goal, so they were in 4-down territory right from the beginning. I say you finish it off and go for the touchdown.
They'll run for it with Smith. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. They gave it to him in search of his 3rd touchdown, but he's denied. And the Browns are able to come up with a goal line stand. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
All right, coming up at intermission. Charles, you want to wait to enhance your Saturday?
I certainly do.
I've got just a thing for you. It's the coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by Orlando. He'll be alongside at half to take us through the weekend in the NFL. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for first. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. He loses 4, and it brings up 4. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. So possession goes over here on the punt, and it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them. Oh, a contested ball here, and it's going to be caught. And he takes this way down, deep into Cleveland territory. Here's Rodgers to throw. And he's got it. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. Ito Smith on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. Crosby with the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. The Browns drive about to get started. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. Play fake. Mayfield. And he'll take a shot here for Hooper downfield. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Working out of the gun. Mayfield. Call that a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop them with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Here's Jamie Gillen now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with decent starting field position, there may be only a couple completions away from field goal range. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. So we've reached halftime here. Charles has already thrown off his headset. He's out here. He says, it's Christmas Day. I'm going home. We're not done yet, though. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. The Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start things off with a handoff to Chubb. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
From the 29, Mayfield. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
And a 5-yard gain gets them to the 42.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a 1st down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And that will come the offense as they take over. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Play action this time with Love. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Johnson. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A good pickup there, a 22. A 1st down carry for Smith. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Working out of the gun. Love. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Adams. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
He hits Adams complete. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 19. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Well, these Packers and these Packer fans really thrive in the cold temperatures here at Lambeau. And their guys have the lead here.
Got a man open. It's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay. Devontae Adams. His 14th touchdown now on the year. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
Well, I have to admit, I'm scratching my head a little bit here trying to make sense of what I just saw. Number 1, huge lead. Just kick the extra point and be done with it. Number 2, if you are going to go for 2, just line up and go for it from the 2-yard line. Why make it so difficult? That's a long way to go to try and pick up some points.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Mayfield knocks this forward. It's a jet sweep. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down. 3 yards in the wrong direction. Here's Jamie Gillandale as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. That'll be a 43-yard punt, but a net of just 33 following a 10-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
And that's a loss of 7 on the 1st down play. One quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd down, it's Smith. And this Browns defense coming to life. They get him behind the line for a 2nd straight play. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. He's letting this one go for Fuller. That's caught inside the 20. And he takes this way down deep into Cleveland territory. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. Well, that interception at least offers them a glimmer of hope here in the 4th quarter.
It certainly does if their offense goes out now and makes it pay off by getting into the end zone. And if it does, then they get a chance to get back out on the field and try and do it again. Maybe they can force that offense into more and more mistakes and give them a chance to get back into this one totally.
Yeah, still a 3-score hill to climb. We'll see if they can do it. 2nd down, here's Chubb again. And he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. The Browns on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones. And he is going to have a Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. And Chris Barnes there on the stop.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, But for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. On third down, it's Nick Chubb. Fighting to stay on his feet past midfield. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Brandon, this can be so demoralizing for a defense. They've had 2 opportunities to get off the field. They haven't gotten it done. So now your coordinator, he's going to call every blitz that he has, any type of exotic, something that they haven't seen before. And he's also telling the defensive lineman, don't worry about holding people up. Just get in gaps and try and make a big play.
And not only not getting off the field on 2 opportunities, clock continuing to run. Now they'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. Here's 1st and 5. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. From the 44, Mayfield. There's the rookie from Auburn, Anthony Schwartz. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 33. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. A give. This is Chubb. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They run it again with Chubb. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. To throw, Mayfield. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by Obi Melifonwu. And the Packers are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Smith with a first down and more. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that. It doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
On 2nd down, here's Smith again. And he stopped immediately there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he's in for the score, and his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. Oh, no, and it's intercepted. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Here comes Ryan Switzer to return it. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Handoff comes to Chubb. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. On 3rd down, Mayfield.
And Mayfield again with the interception. His 3rd. Picked up by Obi Melifonwu. And the Packers are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. They'll start on the ground. It's Ito Smith.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4.
2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
And he's going to take this down close to a 1st down at the Browns' 42. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the 1st quarter, but 2nd, 3rd, and 4th quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you're going to win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you say baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time and the hitters get to see him, and then they come out after that and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the 1st quarter and just shut everything down from that point on. What a great, convincing performance.
So for Green Bay, it's another win for them, and you wonder if they want a redo on that one loss as they sit now at 14-1. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Minnesota Vikings come to town. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, they're guaranteed now a sub-500 season as they fall to 6-9. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. Thanks for tuning.
I shall come forth